Hi everyone, this is Light Codes by Lara. I'm Lara and we're here healing the collective consciousness. Today we're going to talk about triggers, what they are and what we can do about them. But before we get started, we're going to just briefly mention cortisol. Now, everyone has an energetic frequency that is unique to them. Okay, but when we get stressed, we release the stress hormone cortisol, and cortisol can stay in our system for up to 12 hours. Now, the unfortunate thing about that is that if we get stressed within that 12-hour period, then our energetic baseline, which has been elevated a little bit by the cortisol, by our initial reaction, gets elevated again. And then if we get stressed again, then it gets elevated again. And the more stressed we are, you might have noticed, the more reactive we become. We're not thinking clearly. We're not thinking from our heart. We've completely lost touch with who we are, with our feet, with our grounding. And so we're just responding. And often these responses are disproportionate. You get a disproportionate response the more stressed you are. And that in turn makes your life miserable because it's triggering now other people, and you're actually starting to create situations that you wouldn't normally create because you're not thinking clearly and you're not compassionate, you're not living from your heart space. So it becomes very important to have the tools to address these challenges, these triggers and stresses. Now, what I'm going to talk about today, it's not going to heal necessarily. Could, okay, I'm not going to take that from anyone. Of course, it absolutely could heal them, but I'm not saying that guaranteed it will. I'm saying that this exercise, when we ground and feel into our heart space, when we feel a trigger, this is a very powerful tool to help bring our stress level back down. And if we can get down to baseline, closer and closer to our baseline, and for a lot of us, this takes a little bit of practice. This takes a while because we're not down here where we're just up a notch or two. No, we're like way up here and barely dealing with life. You know, everything is stressing us out. And it's actually, for a long time, it was so fashionable to be stressed that a lot of us have that going on too. And so we have to rewrite our programming even around that. So what we need to do is become aware of our stress, whatever that is. You know, it can be someone cutting you off in traffic. It can be someone using your favorite mug. It could be that you go out for dinner and to order your very favorite thing. That's the whole point of going out for dinner, is to get your favorite thing, and they're out. So we need to capture those, notice them, and then feel into our feet. We're going to do our good grounding practice when we notice these little triggers. Feel into our feet, take a deep breath, and feel into our heart. Feel our heart as we're breathing, as we're feeling our feet. And you'll find it's an incredibly effective tool for reducing that stress in the moment, and that helps bring us back down to baseline, so that when you have another stressful event, then you're closer at least to your baseline, and it's not going to be quite so over the top than if you hadn't addressed the previous one or the previous one or the previous one. And of course, the more you do it, the better you get at it, and that's why I say practice that grounding technique, because it is so powerful for a lot of things. Now, when we're stressed and we're releasing cortisol, it does a lot of things. Like, it's very helpful. We need cortisol. I'm not saying it's bad at all, but know that you don't sleep as well. You make actually poorer choices in food. A lot of times people will be going for, comfort foods. Why are those comfort foods? Why do we find them comforting? And a lot of times it's because of the sugars, and because the sugars release chemicals in our brain that make us feel better, even if it's just for a short period of time, which is why then we go back for more sugars, and it's those addictive qualities that are in those chips and lasagna and mashed potatoes and things that we all love so much. They're kind of addicting, and we go for them when we're stressed. So we make poor food choices, which is depleting. We can't digest the food, whether it's poor or not. We can't digest it in the best possible way because our body is still thinking about, we need to get away from the tiger. It's not thinking about digesting. It's not thinking about repairing our vital organs, our cells, making us strong and healthy. And it's not thinking about all those things. It's thinking about, how do we get out of this situation? How do I save myself? So that's why we need to really take control over our reactions to things, our responses in the world. And just as a side note, you're not only looking after yourself now, becoming aware of your responses to things is affecting the world around you. And you don't know how far that's going to reach. If you have an overreaction to someone giving you the wrong coffee, big reaction, over the top, and you take it out on the barista, now you've made them feel really bad. Now they're not going to be serving the next customer in the best possible way because they're feeling shaken up. They don't want to be making a mistake. People are good people. And then we just have these reactions, and it's a lot of the times kind of uncalled for or not deserved. And we're sort of perpetuating this cycle of stress within ourselves, but also for the other person. So we need to become aware. We need to become more masterful within ourselves so that we can be having the best possible effect on the people around us, not only for our benefit, but for the benefit of the collective. So try this, okay? When you get that trigger, big or small, but hopefully, you're going to really be noticing the small ones. Feel your feet, deep breath, feel your heart settle. Just start there and see how far that'll take you. Now, it is a profound technique. You could find some really big shifts with that. So give it a go. And we'll work on some more ideas for the bigger triggers at a later time, but just work with this for now, and we'll see how it goes for you. I'd love to hear from you guys. And if you like these videos, please like, share, subscribe, comment. I love hearing your comments, especially if you love them. But questions, I love your questions. And please, I hope you guys have the most wonderful day, wonderful week, all blessings, and shine your light. Don't be afraid. Take back your power and shine your light in the world. That's what you came here to do. And I am so grateful that you're all here doing your amazing good work. And we'll see you very soon.